guys, wagwan, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be making banana chocolate chip bread. So to start off, we'll need some flour, some baking soda, baking powder, salt, sugar, vanilla, chocolate chips of course, 2 or 3 ripe bananas, 2 large eggs, some butter or margarine, and there you go. So before we get started, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, let's get started. So we're going to start off by buttering and flouring the pan so the cake does not end up sticking to the baking tin. So I'm just going to start by rubbing some butter over the pan, and then eventually I will use some flour to coat the entirety of the baking pan. I for one feel like this method gives the product or whatever you're baking some extra flavor from the butter, but otherwise you can use parchment paper to line the baking tin. Alright, so we're going to start off with a bowl, and I'm using a half a cup in order to measure out the flour because I don't have the 1 cup, but we're going to use 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and half teaspoon of salt. Last but not least, half teaspoon of baking soda. Then you just want to use your whisk and stir it up and ensure everything's incorporated. Next, we're just going to take our 2 ripe bananas and we're going to crush it up with our fork into smaller pieces. It's best to use ripe bananas as well because the riper the banana, the sweeter the banana, which gives it more flavor. So if you can, use ripe bananas for this recipe, but it's okay if you don't have any ripe bananas. And then I had to transfer the bananas to a different compartment for this next step, where I'm going to mix in the sugar. Alright, so for this next step, we're going to start by adding the first 1/4 cup of sugar into the banana and whisk it. Now, the original recipe asked for brown sugar, but I never had any, therefore I had to use the white sugar. But if you can, as I said, just add the bananas, use the brown sugar if you have it. And now we're adding the second 1/4 cup of sugar in it. I know, like, guys, I was so like anxious and iffy with the sugar because it looked like enough, but it did turn out not bad, and I did end up adding a little bit less than 3/4 cup of the sugar, but it did turn out just fine. It wasn't too sweet, but anyways, that's what the mixture should look like, liquidy and all incorporated together. Now the next step is to add your 2 large eggs. And a shell fell in, so I had to take it out. And we're adding our second egg. Then same thing again, like one. You're going to whisk it up and ensure that the egg is well incorporated in the mixture. Then you want to add in the 1/4 cup of melted butter. At this point, I was thinking back when I was adding in the sugar, just like when I was adding the sugar, I was iffy about it. At this point, I was thinking this looked like too much liquid, but the recipe asks for the batter to be liquidy anyways in the end when they put the wet and dry together, so it's all right. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and whisk it up again. Finally, we can add the wet to the dry. But I think the recipe did say to add the dry to the wet, yeah, but it's okay. It's gonna end up the same way anyways. At least I think so. And then you want to fold, not stir. You want to fold the batter together. Alright, so now the mixture is coming along together. I'm going to end up adding our chocolate chips to the batter. Now I didn't use a measuring cup for the chocolate chips, but I just eyeballed it. I just used half of the pack basically, but the recipe asks for 1/2 cup of the chocolate chips anyways. And then again, we're going to fold in the chocolate chips in the batter. Once you have finished incorporating everything in the batter and it's mixed properly, then at this point you want to add batter to the baking compartment and level it out and even everything properly. Oh, I also never did mention this in the beginning, but the recipe did ask for, I think, like a 9 by 11 inch baking tin, and I'm pretty sure that's the size of mine. I'm not quite sure though, but it wasn't too big or too small for the cake anyways. And then I'm just spreading it out and making everything even and nice and smooth. And then we're gonna shake. And one moment, guys, I don't know why, but I felt like being creative and I just got the idea. It popped up in my head, so I'm like, you know what, let me try doing one of those designs with the toothpicks, even though I doubt it would show up on it anyways in the end. But there you go. And then I did forget to add more chocolate chips on the top because we were supposed to. That's what the recipe said. So I'm just adding some more on the top. Alright, so now the oven is ready. Well, the oven did done really long time, guys. I'm not lying to know. I did have to turn it off and then preheat it up again. Well, anyways, so it's ready now, and we're going to add the cake on the bottom layer of the oven. Then we're going to set a timer for 45 minutes. And then now all we have to do is just wait for it to be done. So guys, the 45 minutes did done and gone by already, but as you can see, I'm checking on the cake now. Sorry, the bread, but it is not done yet. As you can see, it's still wet on the inside. So therefore, I did end up having to add another 10 minutes to the timer, and that should do the trick. Okay, so 10 minutes has gone by and I'm hoping it would be ready by now, and let's check it. Is it ready? Yes, it is. There you go. That's just the chocolate chip you're seeing on the fork. And it's good to go. Guys, when I tell you it was delicious, it was delicious. I definitely recommend this as a quick little banana chocolate chip bread. It's very moist and soft and full of flavor, guys. I'm telling you. And it doesn't take long to prep, around like 10 or 15 minutes to prep. And then on the recipe it says 45 minutes in order for the cook time, but mine didn't take like 55 to close to an hour. But it's definitely worth it, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll also leave a link down below in the description box for the recipe if you'd like to try it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, later guys, bless up.